Hello and welcome to the Helping Hand TV show. With me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability. Goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. The Helping Hand is an initiative of the H4P Organization where we seek to throw the spotlight on the abilities of persons with disability. The greatest limitations we put on ourselves become the greatest limitations of our lives. If we don't limit ourselves, we can do anything, we can be anything.
I see that there are more abilities lying behind my disability.
And like I say, disability indeed is not inability. Thank you so much. Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of the Helping Hand TV show. As you know, the Helping Hand is an initiative of the H4P Organization, the Here for Perfection Organization, where we seek to throw the spotlight on the abilities of persons with disability. And like I say, you are welcome. Welcome to my world, where disability is not inability. Special thanks to DV Unlimited Company Limited and Fire City Chapel. They are my proud sponsors. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And special thanks to you for tuning in to your favorite show, the Helping Hand TV show, with me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability. I'll go for a quick commercial break. I'll be right back and I'll introduce you to my very special guest. Stay tuned.
We'll be right back.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. You are with me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability. And today I want to introduce you to someone with so much ability. Some people call her the greatest friend. Others call her the sweet companion. And others still call her the faithful worker. She is dependable, reliable, and adorable. And she's committed to lending you a helping hand anytime, anywhere. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome DV Cleaners.
DV Cleaners Alata Samuna Shower Gels, DV Cleaners Aloe Vera Shower Gels, DV Cleaners Body Lotions, DV Cleaners Hair Shampoos, DV Cleaners Hair Conditioners, DV Cleaners Liquid Detergents, DV Cleaners Hand Wash, DV Cleaners Floor Cleaners, DV Cleaners Toilet Cleaners, DV Cleaners Cake Soaps, and now introducing DV Cleaners Hand Sanitizers. For bulk purchase, call us on +233 278 308 246 or +233 244 467 326. DV Cleaners, one of the top most made in Ghana products. DV Cleaners, proudly Ghanaian.
And so remember that anytime you purchase any of the DV Cleaners range of products, you are lending a helping hand to a person with disability, and you are supporting H4P Organization's special advocacy for persons with disability. DV Cleaners,
Nature's finest touch.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to the Helping Hand TV show. You are still with me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability. Today, we have a special edition for you. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Today, we are going to talk about lupus. Yes, lupus. I have the executive director of the Oyemam Autoimmune Foundation in the studio. She has been advocating, she has been counseling, she has been helping and raising funds to help people with lupus. She is actually a lupus survivor, and so she is the best person to educate us and to walk us through this journey. She likes to be called Sweetness, and so distinguished ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome my guest for today, Sweetness. Thank you so much. Let me start first of all, Sweetness. You have a long name. I suspect it's a fancy name. Fancy, right? Because I saw some Wilhelmina, I saw some Halm, I saw some So, why sweetness? Is it to cut short the long name?
Well, that could be one of the reasons, but I believe that sweetness because of who I have evolved to become by the grace of God.
Wow. 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 Oyemam Foundation, Autoimmune Foundation, what does it mean, Oyemam?
So, Oyemam, because I'm a Fanti, I use Oyemam, which the Evers will say Enyonam, or Gas will say Engonami, or something like that.
I'm not a Gas, so I can't help you with that one.
Yes, oftentimes challenges and battles and problems crop up in life, sometimes expected, sometimes unexpected.
Yeah.
And we have so many tendencies of crawling back into our shells or throwing our hands up and giving up or fighting.
Yeah.
But whatever disposition we take depends on the kind of support that you have, the advice that you have, and what you have at your disposal to fight. Because even if you want to fight and you're not empowered to fight, you can just give up. So Oyemam is a concept that God put in my heart that no matter what, it is well, because I have already fought the battle and have won.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So I'm just living it. And yeah, though physically I go through the valley of the shadow of death, I'm still not fearing evil. I'm crying and I still say, Lord, I trust you.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
So Oyemam in Fanti would be Oyemam.
Oyemam na yendama tedamotana.
Wow. Emma Makafanti, me a Fanti. Thank you so much. But you know, Fanti is actually English, so we better do the English, you know.
Some more.
Let's talk about lupus. Until I started preparing for this interview, I had not really studied much to know about lupus. I've watched a lot of videos on you to prepare for this interview. I've studied a lot about it, but how do we let the layman understand lupus?
Okay, I always use a simple analogy. Ghana. So we have the military or the Navy or the Air Force as part of our security setup to protect Ghanaians from foreign invaders. Now, assuming that the soldiers at Burma camp decide one day and they stomp Teshinungwa and say, you're all Al-Qaeda or you're all terrorists, then they start firing into the homes because they are confused and they can't tell who is a Ghanaian, who is a regular civilian that needs our protection, and who is a foreigner. So
those supposed to protect us,
those supposed to protect us are confused. They can't tell the difference between who they should protect and who they should fight against. So God, in His wisdom, has created us. He has put in place a defense mechanism to protect us, and that is our immune system. And in the immune system, one of the components is the antibodies, which are in there to fight. At a point, based on different things, the immune system, you know, can become confused, and then the antibodies decide to attack both parts of themselves and foreigners. So everybody that gets today can decide that your heart is the foreigner, bum. Then it gives you your eyes, bum, your skin, your eyes. And the condition with lupus is that it's an autoimmune condition, all right, like so many others, but it is very terrible because other autoimmune diseases are specific, maybe to the skin or to the nervous system, but lupus is everywhere, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Any part can be attacked anytime. And that makes it a very grave matter. And that is why Oyemam decided that even though we're talking about all autoimmune diseases, we're going to start with a lupus awareness campaign, because the more we talk about lupus, we get to talk about all the other kinds of autoimmune diseases.
Obviously, Oyemam then becomes a very pivotal foundation for us. But the question is, how come we've not heard of lupus?
We haven't heard of lupus because of several reasons. Because, and I take even in the healthcare system, I spoke with the past director of Ghana Health Services, Dr. Linda Vanotu, and she said that when you go to the hospital, they have a criteria, maybe first 10 illnesses that doctors immediately focus on, and lupus is not part of those, so it's missed. However, people are suffering from it, people are dying from it, undiagnosed, because doctors miss it. And when you take the whole of this beautiful country we have a population of almost 30 million, I believe, and there are only 2 specialists in the country. In fact, there was one for a long time until another one joined about 4 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And they are at Kolebu. So you have patients who have to travel from Boku, Wa, Tamale for days to come. Now, I think from Tamale, the last time I checked with one of the lupus patients, it cost her 110 in and 110 out. And that, then you have to come and do lab tests. You have to find a place to stay because you need to do the labs, and it will take some time. If you're not lucky, they'll tell you, oh, we have to go and run the test in South Africa. Where are you going to stay in Accra? Who is going to host you? Are they willing to host you for that long? What are the conditions that you'll be exposed to? Example, a lupus patient deals with a lot of chronic pain. So if I've come and I'm living with a family or a friend, and I get up and I'm unable to help with the house chores or something, you know, those kind of things. Or you don't look sick, and so they feel like you are faking it or something. And that is where the aspect of invisible disability comes in, because you are stigmatized, you are so disadvantaged because people can see physical disability on you.
That's a serious thing.
And we believe that it is time for us as Ghanaians to give attention to autoimmune diseases. And these autoimmune diseases, especially lupus, begins at the onset, during childbearing years. So once you're a woman, and especially if you have my skin color, and then you hit the age that you are able to produce a child, you are prone to it.
Sweetness, I'm going to go on a break. Maybe so why I'm we are more susceptible to this thing, because it's scary. It's scary. Well, you are still with me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability. We've just begun, and things are already happening. I have Sweetness as my guest. I'll go for a break. I'll be right back. We are discussing lupus.
We'll be right back.
Mr. Chairman, how are you feeling today?
Mr. Chairman, please, do you have time for leisure?
Mr. Chairman, do you ever get this?
Mr. Chairman, how were you able to achieve such greatness?
Mr. Chairman, please, what is your next project?
So, Mr. Chairman, please, what is your major secret in life?
A major secret in life is that to achieve something positive, you must believe something positive.
Wow.
Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. I believe that this book, The Chosen Generation, will create a lot of positive energy in your life. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
The Chosen Generation, written by the Bishop, Dr. Charles C. Hackman. Purchase copies of The Chosen Generation from Amazon or call +233 550 507 07.
Because you don't look sick most of the time, but you are sicker than the word sick.
I'm sure my audience, they are waiting for me to ask you what are the symptoms. I will hold on. I would ask. I promise. I would ask, but I want to find out. The research I did showed that women are more susceptible to lupus than men. Some even said 90% of women.
Yes, 90%
who
of
have
lupus
blood
patients are women.
And the problem had to do with women with color, women of color?
Yes, women of color have 2 to 3 times more chances of developing lupus than Caucasian women. I believe that because of the timing of the onset of lupus in a woman's life, it is highly believed that hormonal influences are there because we produce the estrogen. So even sometimes when you are not married and you have lupus, they say, oh dear, don't worry, or worry other hormones to balance. But that didn't really change anything. So many other lupus patients can confirm that it didn't really change anything. But the hormonal things, and I also think that because of just by the way God made us, what we go through, because a lot of women, sometimes they don't even know until they get pregnant. Wow. And then they get diagnosed through it. And in Ghana, we tend to talk about high maternal mortality and this and that, and we blame so many other things. But because we haven't focused on autoimmunity and on lupus, we tend to miss the fact that, look, you're talking about preeclampsia. Lupus increases the chances of women going through pregnancy complications like preeclampsia. So a woman is automatically high risk once they have an autoimmune condition, and they don't need to go through the normal prenatal kind of care.
Sweetness, then let's go straight to the point. Symptoms. You are a lupus survivor. You don't look sick.
By the grace of God.
If I meet somebody who has lupus and the person doesn't look sick, the person looks okay, the person looks fine, what are the symptoms? How would I not think, like you were saying, somebody is or what are the symptoms?
So the symptoms range. And before I even address that, I would like to talk about some of the triggers of the condition.
Great.
So first of all, we have your family history. You know, if there's autoimmune diseases kind of cluster in families as different kinds of So a lot of people don't know that even type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune disease. Everybody just gets like, manco, no, or diabetes. But do you know what is a type 1? That's an autoimmune disease. So that means that there's a potential that another person can get a different type of autoimmune disease. Another person can get a different type of autoimmune disease, you know. And lupus is just one of it that can pop up somewhere along the line. And
so
then
it's genetic?
There's a genetic role in it, but that is not the only cause. You can be genetically predisposed to it, but based on your choices, you will not trigger the condition. You are eating things that are not supposed to help your body, but because of our cultural lifestyle,
that's a big one.
So the things we eat, sometimes you eat something, you have a heartburn, you eat something, you have some dizziness or stomach upset. So long as it goes,
that's it.
You go back and you take it again. But look, Bishop, if I keep pushing you and I keep pushing you, I say, sweetness, stop. Pushing you, sweetness, stop, and I don't stop. At a point, you get fed up. What you do, you retaliate. You push me back. That's what the immune system will do to you. Because you keep on putting in things that is upsetting the body. You are compromising your guts. And you see, your guts is where 80% of the immune system dwells. So maybe what you're eating, a lot of people don't even know what kind of allergies they have.
And the difficulty is that we can't even say specific foods. Anything can trigger it.
Anything. So for me, my basic rule is, semiza there, na seminya bad reaction. Let me reframe na semizi bio and I have another bad reaction. Then I start checking myself and say, okay, probably I've. And sometimes the trick is that it's things that you have eaten all your life. That at a point in time, your body will say, don't eat me again. So the other thing is a lot of stress. And the stress what we eat is one of the stress that we put on the body. Apart from that, we're talking about the psychological and the mental. Okay, so one time I told a guy in my school that, look, there are more fishes in the sea. If you catch one and sleep, just go catch another one. And unfortunately, that guy was a mixed blood. His face turned red, and we were alone. So I said, you know, that is it. We tend to get a lot of immune system confusion from emotional encounters. So from marital stress, relationships,
failure in relationship, love relationships,
academic work can depress someone so much that, you know,
it can trigger it.
You need to know, what can my child take? What is my child's interest? Me a doctor and by force. My child should go through that career path.
But sweetness,
and then
school fees.
Oh yes.
Remember the pressure don't you
I don't do school, but if you say no pedosia medicine and now pedosia law, by force, and then some children will by nature try to please parents, and that puts undue pressure on them. And that in itself can confuse their immune system. It might not manifest immediately, but later in life. We have ACEs. ACEs stand for Adverse Childhood Experiences.
Okay.
And you know, the way Jimmy, that, and you know, the way sometimes people say things unintentionally, or just, you know, it just become like part of normal life. Or child sees parents fighting, or violence in the home, domestic violence. Everything about our lives is linked to us developing autoimmunity at a later time in our lives.
Wow.
How I discipline my children as a parent, because now I have suffered so much. My son does something, it makes my heart flip. I really want to beat him so bad. Or I want to tell him something, but I was like, as my baby came, about affecting my body in which way? Then I sometimes I go, Eradi, on a mama, because the Jan mama dam is a you know how, but assuming I hadn't gone through this experience, I would just treat my child anyhow.
Sweetness, I'm going to go for a break, but when I come back, I'll ask you. You see, what you are discussing is virtually everything about life.
Everything about life, and I haven't even spoken about the symptoms.
Hold on. This is still the Helping issue. We have to go for a break. I'll be right back with 60-second success. Stay tuned.
Focus, true grit. Keep going. Keep your eyes on the prize. No stopping, because winning is not an option. It's 60-second success with the Bishop. Stay tuned.
Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of 60-second success with the Bishop. Today we want to talk about the present, the gift of the present. Life is a gift, and life is full of gifts. But one of the greatest gifts of life is the present, the now moment. What you do now would inform what you will get later. This present time, now, is a moment that is given to you as a gift from God for you to create a better moment after now. You see, the thing is this: successful people know that if you abuse the gift of the present, you will be excused from the profits of tomorrow. If you waste today, you would have to wait tomorrow.
Welcome back.
All right. Yeah, welcome back to the Helping Hand TV show with me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability. I have Sweetness in the studio. I must confess, what we are discussing is not so much of sweetness, but sweetness. I know young can't symptoms yet, but what we are discussing is virtually every facet of life. You've moved from diet, now we are talking stress, emotional
and psychological,
and love relationships,
socio-cultural practices.
Love relationships go bad, and I can be stressed with it. It can trigger it.
Yes. Sometimes we talk about mental disability. Oh, I know about them. Really, do you know what caused it? The immune system. I have a lupus friend. She's Ghanaian. And She has been to the psychiatric hospital several times in her life because she had the inflammation in her brain. So I told you, lupus doesn't care which part of your body. So for me, I've had lupus affecting my skin, my hair, my blood. You know, at a point, it was trying to attack my kidney, but by the grace of God, I made it. And like I told you, sociocultural practices. So here I'm blessed with my primary doctor, who is also a reverend minister. So she doesn't just give you medicine, she will anoint you before she gives you the medicine. And she tells me to take my medicine, and somebody else tells me that, why alliance? So I also say, if you're not going to heal me, then and then I'll break down to the point where I can't even walk, and they have to help me with a wheelchair. And you know, maybe at the point I had tapered my medications to a very low dosage, and because I stopped taking it, I flare up, and they have to increase it again. And when they increase it, you're not only just taking more medicine, you are paying more for the medicine.
Exactly.
Those are parts of it. The emotional part. So here I was, I thought that, oh, I'm going to marry this Johnny Bravo idea of a man. And I'm spying some guy somewhere. And then, out of the blue, the guy has just disappeared. I mean, you're sure so. Then one day I hear him say, hey, it's weird that you just like that. What I told myself is, first of all, it was because of lupus I realized I know how to cry. Because I'm proud of over a man, forget it. But not everybody is the same. Obinya broken heart. You can't do that. If you can't handle it, or marital stress, or even parental pressure on you, like study this course, or do this, or they want to impose some person on you, marry because of family status and reputation, you don't like those things. You need
want
to get
to reach a certain height by this time.
And even self-imposed pressure. My colleague is doing this, I must do this. Look, I had to resign from, I talk about invisible disabilities. I had to resign from my job. It's over 6 years now. My salary was cut off, no income.
You were a communication specialist?
Yes, I am. I had to resign from my job because I do most of my work on the computer, and I often, a lot of times you go to work swollen joints because it affects your limbs a lot. Swollen joints, you can't type. You can sit behind the computer all day and you feel like, in the grab number here, off. Type Arabic or about that you know.
Masters in communication, that's all.
But I thank God. You see, us there, all things work together for our good. To those that love God and are called according to His purpose. So we not conspire and put to even give me lupus. God has turned it around for my good. Because at the end of the day, it is still the communication and the public relations I studied that I'm using to do Oyemam Autoimmune Foundation.
Amazing. Amazing. Amazing,
And so that is why we say Oyemam, or today.
Oyemam.
And one thing I have seen personally is that, in fact, I am in shade and pen nonsense. So, ever provoke
I hear you.
Not because, and a lot of time after I go back and I say, Jesus, you know, but that is it. Anger, emotions. And then Yankopon say, anger rests in the bosom of fools. Because you're a fool because you don't even know that you are compromising your own health.
Exactly.
So you think that this driver that has crossed me wrongly to infuriate me is worth me developing an autoimmune condition. Look at the way people drive. I'm telling you, they can make you go crazy on the road. And after that, they will even drive past you and come and insult you on top of it. Last year, a certain guy intentionally hit my mirror. And then when I told him that, see what you have done, he really insulted me. I was so mad, but I didn't want, because I know that I have a condition. All I just said, God will punish. All I could say because I couldn't afford to become too angry for my own health's sake, you know. I had a major health crisis. It was life and death. And my mother told me, the day obi papa beji Joe. And when you fall for it, that's when you have a crisis. And so I have realized that sometimes, not all of the flares I've had, but some of the major flares I've had, Nina, I was provoked to the point that I was angry. I must able to last for years. Fresh all over again. And then I wish then Kamaya and BB, you know, so that anger and emotions.
Maminko break me babaka, me hear symptoms. So that we talk about the symptoms. I'll go for a quick commercial break. I still have my very special guest, Sweetness, with me. We are talking lupus. We'll talk more after this break. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the feedback segment on the Helping Hand TV show. We appreciate your comments on our social media platforms, the phone calls and mails we receive from you. We also appreciate your concerns. We will do our best to address them.
Feedback from Shamima Flesher, Accra, Ghana. Thumbs up for the incredible work you are doing in the disability community. The Helping Hand TV show has been instrumental in redefining erroneous mindsets about disability. Keep up the good work. God bless you. Bishop Dr. Charles Hackman.
You can send your comments or questions to our email, thehelpinghandtvshow@gmail.com. You can also send an SMS or WhatsApp message to +233 209 555 777. Or you can follow us on Facebook, The Helping Hand TV Show.
One of the organizations on Mobile Helping Hand TV Show, a friend of Wordfire Generation Ministries. Many omu leaders know Ekasai and Sayeba program also, and they have good news for you. They are willing to support. They are willing to support. Especially Akalano and like all the things you talked about. Wordfire Generation Ministries, almost every now and then, whatever has to be done, they come in.
At H4P, we love to put smiles on the faces of persons with disability.
At Far City Chapel, we love to make you smile.
At H4P, we love to wipe the tears of persons with disability.
At Far City Chapel, we love to give you experiences that will fill you with tears of joy.
At H4P, we love to lend a helping hand to families of persons with disability.
At Far City Chapel, we love to help families grow in the grace and love of God.
At H4P, we love to empower children and young people with disability.
At Far City Chapel, we love to train children in the way they should go, so that when they grow, they will not depart from it.
At H4P, we love to give to persons with disability.
At Far City Chapel, we love to give.
Surely, some things are meant to be together. Fire City Chapel stands together
with H4P Organization. Together we stand. Fire City Chapel
and H4P,
bringing dignity to disability.
Welcome back.
Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. You're welcome back to the Helping Hand TV show with me, the voice of ability and for persons with disability. I have Sweetness, Oyemam Autoimmune Foundation Executive Director with me. Thank you for your time. Symptoms.
Symptoms can range from normal headache, normal stomach ache, normal backache, neck pain.
You are describing everything.
Everything. That is why it's so difficult to diagnose. Sometimes it can take about 7 years or more to get a diagnosis. For me, it took 7 years plus. But when I look back, I had actually started having symptoms as far back as secondary school. Wow. Because I realized that I did not have major flares because I was doing certain things unknowingly which were helping me.
Okay.
I was a sports girl.
So exercise is good?
Exercise is so important. And then also diet, drinking water, resting. You can have a normal headache and you think, oh, I need Brufen or I need something else. You can have a stomachache. You can have some sinus problems or tonsil problems and you think it's normal. All those things you need to pay attention to, and don't just go for over-the-counter medications. And especially when they are recurrent, you need to, even if your doctor is missing it, you need to draw their attention. Can we test for this? A lot of this is the invisible part because you have chronic pain. You don't look sick, but you know my room. Those are instances. I was driving and I blacked and you really don't even know that it was something beyond my control. You know, people have mood swings. I have a friend, last year she called me, she wants to commit suicide. She's attempted it before.